Hey, hey, hello. So glad you're back in the kitchen with me tonight as we continue our series on having confidence in the kitchen. So I am Wendy, your kitchen chaos coordinator, and I'm also this week your kitchen confidence coordinator as we work on recipes that seem complicated, look like they have a long ingredient list, and oh my gosh, no, so easy to do and so good. So let's get started. Go get your chair and your spoon and you'll come back this way. You have no reason to pick up pen and paper or the notes app out of your phone, because if you'll check the description, the recipe is there for you. I always keep the recipe there for you. Tonight we are making easy beef stroganoff. Yes, I have another stroganoff recipe out there. It uses cream of mushroom soup. So that's a different level of ease. This one is more traditional with the onion and the mushrooms and the flour mix. So we're gonna make this one together. It's so easy, so delicious, and what a crowd pleaser. So what do you need for easy beef stroganoff? You're gonna need about a cup of sour cream, 2 cups of beef broth, an onion that's been diced, 2 tablespoons of flour. You're going to make a little bit of a roux there. Oh, but don't be scared about it. We can do it. You need 3 cloves of garlic minced. That's easy to do. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce, so about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. You need a package of mushrooms that you've sliced, and I have this cool little tool here. When we get there, I want to show you how that works. And then you need a pound of ground beef. You can do ground beef, or you can do a very thin sliced steak, which is what I've done. I bought a London broil, and then I've just sliced it into 1-inch slices, pretty thin. Some of them are even thinner. I like to, here's my helpful hint for you. If you purchase a steak, to help you slice it and make it very thin, put it in the freezer for a little bit. Just needs a little bit of freezing time in there. You'd be amazed how quickly that you can slice up your steak. Okay, so let's get started with our easy beef stroganoff. We're gonna turn this burner on. I've got a little bit of olive oil in there, maybe a tablespoon. And we are gonna start by browning our meat. Now, like I said, you can use ground beef if you want. If you use ground beef, you definitely don't need to put any oil in the bottom of here, but because I did use a London broil, a steak, I did want to go ahead and put a little bit of oil in here so it doesn't stick. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing okay. It's been beautiful weather again, so finally we're back wearing shorts and short sleeve tops. So nice. I was able to save Daddy's staghorn fern. I will go out there and take a picture. I unwrapped it finally yesterday. I was nervous to unwrap it until then because I thought, what if it gets cold again? I don't want him to get hurt. So I unwrapped him, and then has anyone ever heard of using soaking banana peel in water and then giving that to your staghorn fern as a drink? My dad used to do it. He's the one that taught me. He also said roses like that. So I don't know if it's the potassium that gets leached out of the banana peel into the water, but I've got a banana peel out there in a quart of water steeping so I can give that staghorn fern a very good drink. Let me go put this in the sink. Be right back. All right, so we're back, and all we're doing now is just waiting for our beef to get browned. I'm going to go ahead and just give it a little sprinkle of our favorite. And someday we'll figure out how to get them on board with us, but this is Montreal steak seasoning. McCormick, I'm your girl. I swear we use this every day. I'm just going to give this a good sprinkle. It's got salt, pepper, onion, garlic, and a few other things in it. I think fennel. Yeah, maybe fennel. Delicious. Works for everything. Works for everything, especially since that is a beef flavor. We're going for it. So if you have ground beef, you're just going to put your hamburger in there, fry it up, let it get brown. If not, you're on steak duty, you're going to do the same thing. We just want it to get brown, and then we will move on to our next step. So I'm just going to stir this up so that it gets coated with the olive oil, and then we will leave this go and come back to you when this is nice and brown. All right, see you in a minute. So far, all we've done is throw in our meat and let it brown for 5 minutes. That's so easy. The next step is we want to put in our onion and our mushrooms. So this is just one onion that I diced up. I'm just going to throw it right there in the middle. And then our mushrooms. I just bought the regular box of mushrooms, and we've sliced everything up. Again, we're talking about cooking with confidence this week, and sometimes, you're like, oh, but when I slice mushrooms, they're all different shapes, different sizes, I don't know. And with this, I can show you, with this really cool tool, you get exactly, I love this thing. You get the same shape, the same slice every time. And that way you don't have to spend the extra money on buying the pre-sliced, because you can just do it yourself. Just take this guy, set it in there, smash, peel it off, and it gives you perfectly same sliced mushrooms every time. You know what else it works with, which I love? Strawberries, bananas, eggs. When I make my potato salad, that is my best friend. So just telling you, very cool tools out there to help. Very cool tools. All right, so now we've added our mushrooms and our onion. We're going to cook this for 5 minutes because we want to cook down the mushroom and we want the onion. Again, you don't want crunchy onion in your stroganoff. You want nice, tender onion. So let's stir this up, and then we're going to walk away for another 5 minutes. All right, we'll be back in 5. Look at that. How exciting. Our onion is clear, and our mushrooms have definitely shrunk down. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We are ready to move on to our next step. That took about 5 minutes. The next step is we're going to add our garlic. Again, it's about 3 cloves of garlic that you want to add in there. And we're just going to stir that up for about 30 seconds. We're only releasing the flavor, the essence. We don't want it to get bitter. We don't want it to get burned on the bottom. All right. Now that we've got this in there, it's time to start making our roux. So we're going to start with 2 tablespoons of flour. And hello, get out of there. And sprinkle it in. And then we're just going to stir, maybe 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and turn my burner down. It was on medium high, and I've just turned it down to medium low. So the flour is just here to coat everything, gather up all the flavor off the bottom. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Whoops, we lost a mushroom. We had a runner. Now we're going to take the 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. I'm just going to pour it directly into the broth, because the next thing we want to do is add our broth into this and stir. once we get all of this in here, we will let it sit for 15 minutes or so. We want it to simmer. So we'll stir it around, bring it up to a simmer, and then let it sit and simmer for about 15 minutes. Oh my goodness. I love Worcestershire. The smell of the Worcestershire just came up. My favorite. All right, now what are we gonna serve this with? You can serve it with rice. You can serve it with egg noodles. I've gone ahead and prepped our wide egg noodles back there, so they're just sitting here ready to go. We're also gonna have peas with ours today, but you could certainly go over rice. You could go over orzo. You could go over baked potatoes if you wanted to. So delish, especially with the leftovers, because you know you're gonna have leftovers with this. Might as well be planning ahead for what else you can do. But yeah, we're gonna have peas with ours. We usually serve green beans, but over the weekend we had a dish that I served green beans. So I was like, let's not do green beans again. All right, so this is gonna come up to a simmer. Let's see how long it takes to thicken up, somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes. So I'm just waiting for this to go, and then I'll start the first of timers for 5 minutes and just stir every once in a while, and we'll see how far it takes us till it gets thick. You want a thick brown gravy-like sauce under there. All right? Cool. So with this dish, we're talking a lot of confidence in one, your slice of beef or your choice of beef, whether you're going to do hamburger or whether you're going to do sliced steak. 2, trusting the process and letting the onion get tender. It's not a rush. You don't want it on high heat because you're not trying to brown your onion. You're trying to saute your onion. You want your onion to become tender, not caramelized. 3rd is trusting the process with the flour. You're pouring flour in there, and if any of you took any kind of a home economics class or cooking class and they had you add flour and it got all lumpy and freaked you out and was like, now we've ruined everything. Just trust the process. You're just covering the meat and the veg in this dish. And then the 4th one is trusting this process right now. You've stirred in your sauce. You're waiting for the gravy to come up. It might take 5 minutes. It might take longer. Just depends. It's up to you on your oven, or your stovetop, I mean, how long it takes. So just trust the process. What does she mean by get it thicker? What does that mean? You want it like gravy. So right now you can see it's pretty thin. It's almost like pouring water. You want it a little bit thicker than that. So as it's simmering, it's of course releasing some of the, evaporating some of the water and the stock off of there. So that's what you're waiting for. You're just waiting for it to cook down a little bit so it's more of a gravy and less of a watery. So I will let this simmer for 4 or 5 minutes and I'll come back to you. It's been about 7 minutes and you can see now that it's definitely thickening up. That's not water anymore. It's nice and thick, looks like a gravy, looks like a great gravy. So this, we're on the last step. We're gonna remove the heat, turn it off, and we're gonna add in 1 cup of sour cream. It's about a half of a sour cream container. All right. We're just gonna stir this in, let that warm up. Won't take any time at all. And it is time to eat. Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen tonight. I cannot believe we are here again. And we have successfully made beef stroganoff. I'm so excited to give it a try. It smells so good. I'm ready to go. Thank you for all your likes. Thank you for your subscribes. Thank you for spending time with me. I have so much fun here in the kitchen, and I really, really appreciate every single one of you. We have 250 friends still at the table with us. We started at 0, guys, back on September 3rd. So here we are with 250 friends already. So I am just thrilled beyond measure. Thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your subscribes. Thank you for your shares. Let's get this to the table. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for a Zen moment, and we will see you next time. Make sure you have all that confidence in the kitchen. You got this. I can do this. You can do this. Trust me. I can do it. You can do it. All right. Bye-bye, friends. See you next time.